Chef Nico Romo is an extremely popular chef in the Low Country. He's featured in a number of publications as Best Charleston Chef. He owns Nico, Laura, and Gastronomy by Nico downtown. Now, we've been to Laura and Nico, and I'll leave links to those at the end of this video. But this is his newest creation, Kersey House in Summerville, where he specializes in French Bistro cuisine. Let's check it out. I'm a Charleston native. I love to go on cruises, travel to amazing places, and enjoy local cuisine. This is local Charleston. The Kersey House opened its doors on February 4th, 2025. It is a classic French bistro and event venue by French master chef Nico Romo. It resides in a classic historic Summerville house that was built in 1912. Chef Nico prides himself on using local sourced food to create his classics, a very unique twist on French cuisine. One of the things I truly loved about this place is that they offer an all-day menu. The menu never changes from the time they open till the time they close. So you can have eggs Benedict for dinner if you want, or steak and frites right when you walk in the door. Now, this restaurant also serves as a wedding venue, and you can see by this big open outdoor area, it's the perfect setup for a band or even the actual wedding ceremony itself. Now, in addition to the indoor seating, winding around the house they have nice outdoor seating, and we decided to have our lunch today al fresco as the weather outside was absolutely gorgeous. Now, for this day we made reservations, but we really didn't need to. They weren't very crowded. But as I always say, it's always better to have a reservation than to be blindsided and not have a table. Our waiter here was excellent. 5-star service all the way. He was attentive without being obtrusive. Now for cocktails, my son got the Pompier, Blanco, Ancho Reyes, agave syrup, pineapple juice, and club soda. He really enjoyed it and said it had a nice little spicy kick to it. It also had that nice tahini rim on it, which really adds to the flavor of the drink. For my daughter-in-law, it was the Sweet Magnolia, Firefly Vodka, Lemon, Cinnamon Simple, Hibiscus Tea. Basically your classic play on a boozy Arnold Palmer. It was a nice spring day, so the combination of tea and lemonade and that nice little cinnamon twist really made for a great drink. Now, the bourbon lover in me had to go with the Donald and Winter, with 4 Roses Yellow, Spice Pear Liqueur, Pear Shrub, and Cinnamon. Basically, a fancy old-fashioned. Being a bourbon lover, I couldn't pass on 4 Roses, and I thought the pear added a very unique flavor to the drink. For the first appetizer, we got the baked escargot with parsley, garlic butter, and bread. And look at the unique way they've done this. They've actually toasted the bread right on top of the escargot. My daughter-in-law said these were some of the best she's ever had. I was very pleased with the mussels and fries. First of all, the sauce with that white wine and cream was delicious, and they were actually good size. For the first time, I finally got some mussels that weren't teeny tiny. And they were delicious, and this is a small portion. We got these to share, and let me tell you, they did not last long. This, of course, are the fries that came with the mussels, and they were very good as well. Nicely crisp, with a little bit of spice on the outside, and I appreciate that they brought the ketchup with it automatically. They were great starts to our meal. My daughter-in-law went with the French dip, which is beef soaked in an onion demi-glace with American cheese, pickled onions, and served on a crispy baguette. Now, when I saw this on the menu, I said to myself, I can't order this. This is too basic to show off a restaurant with. Man, was I wrong, because she gave me a bite of that sandwich, and that beef with that jus already mixed in was so tender and juicy. I mean, you really don't even need the jus dipping sauce because the meat is already totally coated with that onion jus. She said this was the best French dip sandwich she's ever had. My son decided to try the lobster risotto, which comes with mushrooms, a bisque, asparagus, and parmesan. But in this case, he left the mushrooms off as a personal choice. I was super impressed about how much lobster was in this. I mean, they had nice big chunks of lobster all throughout, and you can look at it and tell that that risotto is cooked perfectly. I would try to tell you how it tasted, but my son wolfed this thing down in minutes. I mean, he absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, usually when I go to a French restaurant, I get the French onion soup, but I decided to shake things up a bit and tried the lobster bisque with puff pastry. Now, this was a decision I did not regret because the bisque itself, it was creamy, it was super rich, and they were very generous with the lobster. It had some nice sized lobster chunks on the inside. This is definitely a bisque that you're going to want to take your time and savor. The flavors were just on point, and it was downright delicious. You definitely would want to try this when you come here. Now, I decided to try Le Parisian Turkey. Their turkey sandwich with goat cheese, pickled onions, frisée on a crispy baguette. Now, sandwiches here come with a choice of either fries or side salad. I decided to try their side salad, and it was very good and refreshing and well dressed. And $12? Are you kidding me? That's an absolute steal for a sandwich that comes with a side. Their baguette here is absolutely amazing. Super crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. All the ingredients in the sandwich were super fresh. You could taste it. I mean, it was a great sandwich. Now, the reason I went with the side salad was to give myself an excuse to order the potatoes au gratin. I mean, how can I say no to potatoes and cheese? I really like the presentation too. I like that it's served in its own little cast iron skillet. They totally lived up to the hype too. I mean, super cheesy, nice and creamy. I love that caramelization on top of those potatoes. They were very good. And we got these to share as a table, and they did not last long at all. I would highly recommend these as well. My wife went with a classic French dish, chicken cordon bleu, which comes with mac and cheese and an asparagus and green bean medley and topped with a tarragon jus. The chicken was cooked perfectly tender and had a nice sear on the outside of it. It was nice and tender and juicy on the inside and paired very well with the ham. But what really stole the show was the tarragon jus. The jus was very robust and herbaceous and really took the chicken to a whole new level. The mac and cheese as a side was very creamy and had crumbly breadcrumbs all over the top of it, and it even had a little cheese pull going on there. The vegetable medley just rounded out the whole meal. As I mentioned earlier, the Kersey House also serves as a wedding venue. It can handle outdoor ceremonies for more than 200 guests, indoor ceremonies for up to 70, seated dinners for up to 200 guests, and a station-style receptions for up to 250 guests. This, of course, is their bridal suite with plush couches, antiques, 2 makeup tables, a full mirror, lots of hanger space for hanging up your gowns, and a full bathroom with a complete shower on the inside, perfect for setting up for the big day. This place is already super popular. They've just opened and have already booked several weddings. Directly across the hall is the groom's suite, where the groomsmen can sit around and enjoy a nice scotch, maybe a cigar. Now, I know it looks a little barren, but I'm sure that they put chairs in here on the big day. The Kersey House was a really great place to go to. We had excellent service. We enjoyed all the food we got here. And if you're going to have a wedding, or you know somebody who's planning a wedding, you may want to have them check this place out, because I believe this would be an excellent venue to host your next wedding. This place is definitely going to be one of Summerville's shining star restaurants. Check them out. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and follow. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps to grow the channel. And we put out a new restaurant video each week. And as always, thanks for watching.